This is what I'm tentatively calling Frightening Fridays. From last Friday, I decided to watch at least one horror movie every single night up until Halloween. And I didn't have any choice of what horror movie to pick. It wasn't my decision. I left it up to my friends and my family and co-workers and the like of that. And you guys on YouTube can also suggest some as well by typing in below your favourite horror films that I should watch. That would be great. But I've done my first lot, and I'm going to do like a mini review of my thoughts and feelings about them. And now this is kind of ironic because I don't really like reviews. I think you should watch it and enjoy it for yourself. So if you don't agree with my opinion, that's fine. Tell me in the comments, say I'm a big massive douchebag or something like that, or whatever.
You're an asshole!
Or, as Matt says, an arse-hole. So yeah, let's kick things off with Jeepers Creepers. And Matt and I first watched this in 2002, was that right, Matt? So you were really young and I was only 12. And it's a good film. It's a good, slightly cheesy horror film, directed by Victor Salva, and I think he wrote it as well. Really, really good film, good story. I have one minor gripe to it though, is that Trish, the sister, what did she do? What on earth did she? She's like Lois Lane in Superman vs. Batman. She had nothing to the plot. She had no oomph, and she was just crap, in my opinion anyway. Now, some of the quotes I enjoyed from this film, I've got it written down here. Someone said, "Do you think he's dead?" And then someone went, "They never are." And it's so true. Like, you think you've killed the bad guy and then pops their hand from a grave or something, like Carrie. Or they come out from the lake and take you down. Let me hit you guys with a fun fact. Breck, the guy who played the Creeper, shaved his head for the film because he said the Creeper wouldn't have hair, he will steal it off his victims. Gina and Dustin didn't meet Breck at all until the opening scene when the truck arrived and it was ponking down, and Gina is reported to have said, "Jeepers, that's creepy." That's before they knew the title of the film. That's pretty cool. The Creeper's number plate is called Beating You, but you can actually change it to Be Eating You, because that's what the Creeper does. He eats people, like the sick savage that he is. And here's another fun fact that I actually thought of. It's probably a bit tenuous, but hey, whatever. I like doing this sort of thing. The brother and sister's number plate, the last three letters are SVM. Save me, anyone? No? Yes? Or is that too much of a tenuous link? Was that an accident? I thought, actually, the film, it didn't quite hit the horror movie mark in a way. Now, I say that because I was kind of rooting for the Creeper because the characters annoyed me so much. I thought, oh my god, just stop screaming, use your bloody brain and get out of there. Don't go, "Oh, there's a dead body, we gotta rescue it." No, shut up, it's dead. Don't rescue it. Don't go down the stupid pipe. Don't look at the cavalcade of dead bodies that are like stitched to the ceiling, because you're gonna die, you're gonna join them. It's common sense. So that's why I voted. I didn't vote for the Creeper, and that's why I started rooting for the Creeper, because he was so much better. He's a badass, right? But let's come down to the ratings. I break these movies down into three different sections. Overall film, so that includes story, directing, acting, script, cinematography, and all that malarkey. And the film, overall, got a rating of 7.1 for me. And the scary / disturbing rating, it only got a 4 out of 10. But, you know, there were a lot of dead bodies. There was too many dead bodies and kills to count as a body count, so I'm not doing that. Victim cleverness ratings, how clever were the two protagonists? I'm not including the clairvoyant woman because why? but they got a 5.2 out of 10. So overall, not a bad score, not a bad film. I enjoy Jeepers Creepers, I really do. I'm really looking forward to Jeepers Creepers 3. Whenever you make it, Victor Salva, whenever you make it, you've been saying for 5 years you're going to make it, bring it on, we want to see more. The next film that was recommended to me was The Descent, and this was recommended by my good friends Ian and Claudia. The Descent is a British horror film, and it follows the footprint of the director, where he has 6 protagonists, normally one sex, and there is a dilemma. This one follows 6 female friends, and they go into a descent. And I thought it was Descent of Madness. When I first read the title, I thought, oh, Descent into Madness, obviously, that's what the picture shows me at the start. But no, they are like cave explorers. Obviously, things go a bit wrong. There's tension between this one and that one, and it's... I'm not gonna lie, I did like it. There, I know. It's a cult classic, people love it. I just thought it was a little bit crap. Sorry. You know, it tried to be scary, and there were 3 really big jump scares, almost one after the other. But on, I think it was 3 minutes and 13 seconds, I jumped so fiercely, I'm pretty sure it popped out of my hip. Yes, I'm not old, but I'm sure that happened. It went, but other than that, once you saw the monsters, because after the 3rd time you kept seeing them, and they looked like demons from Nosferatu. I was like, ugh, whatever, yeah, I can see you now, you're not scary. The characters are doing my head in, could you just kill them? 7 deaths, I believe there was. So not too bad for a horror movie. I just didn't like it a lot, honestly. It was the camera was very, very close all the time, obviously because they're in a cave. And I'm not claustrophobic, so it didn't bother me, but if you don't like tight spaces, if you don't like Nosferatu, you're going to find this film terrifying. Hello, Matthew.
I heard a vagina joke in there that I wanted to capitalise on.
Please do.
If you don't like tight spaces.
Yes. So yeah, I thought that once the story kept progressing and once the demons were there, or the Nosferatus, whatever, which I think was what they were based on, the characters and the plot twist, it was all too convoluted. It was like, well, why are you betraying that one, and why have you gone bloody mental? There's no reason for you to do that, unless I'm missing something big. I probably am, I normally am, but I just thought...
Another penis joke. I'm probably missing something big.
Yes, you probably are. Let's get down to the ratings. The overall film, it was nicely shot, although you could hardly see anything because it was dark in a cave and nice close shots. The flashbacks were nice, it was pretty-ish. But I gave it a 6.2. And now this one's going to be a bit strange. The scary/disturbing rating. Although I jumped so fiercely once, and there were 2 other big jump scares, I'm only giving this a 3.5 out of 10. Because it just got mundane. It's like, oh, whatever, you're there again. Go kill them, I don't even care. But, excuse me, but the victim cleverness rating was a 6 out of 10. So, yeah. I do recommend all these films, by the way, that I'm going to review today, because watch them for yourself. You know, make it your own mind, make it your own opinion. Don't think I'm gospel and think, oh yeah, if Seb says it, it's crap.
They don't.
I'm not going to watch it. Thank you, Matthew.
And neither do I.
This one is called Cutting Moments. It's a short horror film that was recommended by my friend at work, Kim. And now Kim did warn me. She said, Seb, this is probably going to be a bit too far for you. I was like, no, I love horror movies. And I also said I'm eating lasagna at the same time. She said, that's a bad idea. I did it anyway. So, okay. Cutting Moments is by far the most disturbing horror movie I've ever seen in my life. This one starts off with a boy on the grass playing with Power Rangers. And this man comes along and starts speaking to him. And my instant thought is, Pedo Pete. It's got to be Pedo Pete. It's not Pedo Pete. It's his dad. And I then think, oh god, there's going to be some sort of incest thing, or he's gonna like pound his son who's only like 8 or something like that, maybe younger. This is where my mind went, because my friend Kim, she said it's disturbing. So don't blame me, blame Kim. Sorry, Kim. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen at all, okay? It does not happen. What happens is, I'm not gonna say worse, because that is probably the worst thing in humanity, but this is disgusting. Okay, so the guy, the dad, who's not Pedo Pete, his name isn't even Pete. Okay, so he goes back in the house and he's watching sports. His wife comes into the house, and like all like sexual up, she's like just put a lipstick on, she's got a nightie on. She wants some, but he don't want that. She's feeling rejected, she's feeling lost, heartbroken that her man isn't saying anything. She doesn't want him or anything. Sorry, he doesn't want her. So she goes back into the room, puts on more lipstick, then she takes it off. Why? I don't know. Then, now here's the disgusting bit. Then she gets a scrubber and she scrubs away her lips. She scrubs away her lips and her face. Yes, and that's not all. There's blood everywhere right now. And then she gets a pair of scissors.
This is truly disturbing.
She gets a pair of scissors. This isn't even the worst bit. And she cuts off her lips.
Oh.
She staggers back in, lips bleeding and everything. It's really disgusting now, like really gross. I'm still eating my lasagna. I'm thinking this is not very nice anymore. He's turned on by her. What? He's turned on by her. Then they go into the bedroom.
Oh no.
And the next scene is a jump cut, and they're copulating, but she's crying. Why is she crying? Because he has a giant pair of scissors, and she's riding on his junk. He has a pair of scissors, and he's cutting off her nipples. Yes, that is correct. And we don't stop there, folks.
Okay.
Oh, no.
This has now become an age-restricted video.
Oh. Yes, we don't stop there. Once he's chopped off those nips, those bazumbas, what does he do? He chops off his junk! Oh, why?
I can't say I am surprised at this point.
Why? And, yes, you guessed it, they're now dead. Both of them are dead. Body count 2. But, you're thinking, what about the boy? Yes, the boy is now an orphan. The last scene is him playing with his Power Rangers still outside. The ratings, right, it got a 5.5 out of 10.
That high?
Well, because it was weird. The victim cleverness rating, I put a question mark because, what? I might even put 0.1 because, no, just no.
Who's the victim in that? Kid?
Well, I'm gonna say the kid. Yeah.
What does he do? He doesn't.
Exactly. So I can't say anything.
Plus he's 8.
Yeah, or younger. And the scary/disturbing rating got an 8.2.
What? That's way too low.
It wasn't scary, but it was so disturbing. Oh, man. But there is a serious side to this one. Honestly, guys and girls, don't neglect your significant other. Tell them daily how much you love them or how much you care about them, how much that you appreciate them. Tell your friends that too. Yeah, yes, man.
I have better advice.
Go for it.
Don't cut your dick off in a woman.
Yes, that's also true. This next one was recommended by my friend Cheryl CJ Klickenstein from Facebook and Stephen King Land. Thank you. And it is Young Frankenstein. I've never seen this film before. I've not actually seen a lot of these that I'm reviewing. It's obviously starring Gene Wilder, and it was in 1974. Yeah, I also really like the scene with the constable and Gene. They just got the body that they were gonna like reanimate, and then the constable comes down, and the body is in the coffin, but his arm's sticking out. So Gene has this brilliant moment of him shaking the hand with the corpse and telling him what he does, and it was really, really good. I really enjoyed that bit because I'm probably sick in the head and I kind of like that sort of thing. There was a suspicious case of the hump on, I forgot his name. I'm going to call him Igor because that's what his character was. But his hump kept moving from left to right, and even the characters picked up on it. They were like, and that was like a little funny thing. Yeah, I like that sort of thing. It was funny. It was obviously meant to be in there, so they were like, yeah, you're doing that. Great. The acting was brilliant. Story was great. I know it was 1974, but the editor had way too much fun with transitions. He kept doing like a little periscope, and then the side swipe, and then the backward swipe, and then the other periscope. I was like, wow, cool. We don't really have that these days, really. I guess you can't really escape the family trade because Dr. Frankenstein then became Dr. Frankenstein again and started up his family business. Well, it wasn't really a business, it was a family enterprise or job. It's not a spoiler because obviously it's a Frankenstein film, that's what's going to happen. A body's going to reanimate and everyone's going to see it and blow their mind and go, ah, it's a body, of course. So yeah, wicked. It was good, it was a good film, I liked that. I like that they went there again and did it in a different way. There's often misunderstandings. Just because you're different, or you may have a learning difficulty or mental health or mental issues or whatever, you can't quite communicate. And people think, oh my god, you're this giant thing, you can't talk, you obviously want to kill me. Or something, or want to cause me harm. That's not the case. As in this film, he didn't understand why they were trying to kill him. So then he was like, right, if you're trying to kill me, I'm going to try and kill you. But in the end, love conquered all, which is a brilliant message, you know? On to the ratings. This one is a cool classic. I can see why perhaps I've rated it a bit too highly for my own liking, because although it was great and it made me laugh a lot of times, it wasn't my type of film, I guess. I don't know, maybe it was. I loved Gene's singing and dance number. That was absolutely spot on. It was wicked, it was awesome, had me jiving as well, actually. I was like, yeah, wicked. But yeah, I gave it a 7.3. Maybe that's a bit high, maybe not. You say in the comments whether or not. Although it is about digging up bodies, reanimating the corpse, 0.1 got a rating of. The victim cleverness rating, I'm counting the victim as Dr. Frankenstein, and I gave him a 10 out of 10. Because who else? Do you know anyone who can reanimate a corpse? No, because they're not as clever as Dr. Frankenstein. So he got a 10 out of 10 for victim cleverness, because he was in the end a victim of his own creation. So there we go. Now this next one is Friday the 13th remake. So this was remade in 2009 by Marcus Nipsil, and it was okay. It carried on from I think it was the first Friday the 13th back in 1980, and it was good. The cinematography was, wow, it was really nice, it was crisp, and it starred Gerard Paladecki, and we all know who Gerard Paladecki is, don't we?
No.
Yes we do, he's from Gilmore Girls!
What?
And Supernatural. But Gilmore Girls, which is having a revival very soon on Netflix, and I cannot wait!
Oh.
Yes!
What the fuck?
Jason's face when they revealed it. It was a giant bag of nope. I mean, what the hell was that? It was like a wooden baby face with like chips in. It was like, not chips that you eat. The bit where he found the hockey mask in like the attic place of his kill, that was cool. He like picked it up, looked at it, put it on, boom, looked in the mirror. He's out for business now. He had his machete in hand, which I think was the same machete that the survivor of the 1980 film used to chop off his mum's head. This was actually pretty interesting because it started off with your typical friends. They were obviously weeded up and they were like smoking dope, drinking, on like a trek adventure, looking for more dope. They heard about this farm, like this spot where there's like loads of drugs. And, like,
It sounds like Ted 2.
Kind of, yeah, yes. So they go off and set and they find it. And then Jason is there defending Camp Crystal Lake. Camp Crystal Lake. That's a really hard word to say. Damn it. And he kills them all. Yeah, he just kills them all 5 of them. And I thought, what's going to happen now? But then the title credits of Friday the 13th came up. But it was a good little twist because I thought we're going to stay with these characters and learn to like them or not like them or whatever. But no, it was cool. I liked that. I liked the little twist. I thought the character of Trent was a complete douchebag, and I wanted him to die painfully and horribly because he was an absolute dick of highest proportions. Although I thought Jared Padalecki and the two main female characters were pretty smart, I did have one minor gripe, and it was, why didn't they pick up a weapon when they saw Jason? They're like, oh my god, Jason's here, let's just run through this giant tunnel, which he knows about because he built the tunnel himself. But no, there was a cavalcade of weapons there. 14 deaths in this one. All bloody brilliant and brutal, I thought. Let's go to the ratings. I didn't think it was amazing. Cinematography was great. The direction was good. Jared Padalecki kept the film together. Without him, the film would have been absolutely dog feces. He's
like Gilmore Girls. I hate Gilmore Girls!
Gilmore Girls is the single greatest thing in this universe, and you will obey it, and you will respect it, and would you stop doing that, you disgusting...
What am I doing, sir?
He's rubbing his nipples. Yeah, so the rating was a 6.1, so not too bad. I still kind of recommend it, but I need to watch the original. Next one, we will go to scary/disturbing rating. I only jumped once, so it got a rating of scary disturbing of 4. I've seen all those sort of deaths before, so they were more cool than and the victim cleverness rating. Now, I'm only counting Gerard and the two girls really as the main base. They would have got an 8, but then I thought, oh, I got to add, because they weren't really victims anymore. Well, they were victims of circumstance. But I had to count the other ones in as well, so the average took it down to a 6.7 out of 10, which isn't too bad. So yeah, that's that for this one. No, that's that for that one, not this one. You get what I mean. Now, this one was recommended by my good friend and acting partner.
Matt!
No, I'm going to say it again. Now, this one was recommended by a good friend of mine, and I've shared the stage with quite a few times. Ray. Now, when Ray mentioned this film, as she said who directed it, I thought, nope, I'm not going to touch that film because I've watched his films before and they're absolutely garbage. I'm talking about the Halloween remake from 2007 by Rob Zombie, Halloween. Now, I must say first, Rob Zombie is weird. The fact that he was a musician first, now he's a director and writer. I watched Lords of Salem not too long ago, and it is in my top 3 of worst films ever made. Like, seriously, Lords of Salem is completely garbage, it's trash. It's up there with Wolf Creek and Cloverfield as my 3 worst films of all time, and I do not recommend any of them to anyone ever. And guess what's been recommended to me? And I have to watch Wolf Creek. You tossers, thank you so much. Anyway, we'll get to that another time. I don't want to watch it, I hate it. It's a crap film. Anyway, so I came into this one with a bit of trepidation, especially because Sherry Moon was in this. Sherry Moon Zombie is Rob Zombie's squeeze. In Lords of Salem, she was so bad at the acting. It was, oh my god. Her acting was terrible. But in this, wow, I don't know what happened. She was awesome. This film was wicked. Rob Zombie, wow, please do more of this. You were wicked at this. And the fact that you even asked, John Carpenter first to say, yeah, John, can I sort of steal your original film and can I make it? And John was like, yeah, just do it your own way. Wow, Rob did that. I mean, there were little hints towards John's original, and that I will come to those later on, but wow, Rob, you did a great job in this one. This was a stupendous film. So I had my book and my pencil in hand as I was writing notes, and this jump scare came out of nowhere, and I actually cut my arm completely open. It was It was a complete laceration. I was bleeding everywhere. I don't know if you can see it, Matt, but it's still there, the cut. It's healed a bit now. But yeah, I had a giant gash and it was bleeding everywhere. I was like, whoa, bloody hell. I couldn't do anything about it because I watched a film. And I didn't just cut my hand and my arm. I cut it, jumped, and everything hurt. Like everything. I definitely pulled my leg and my thigh. I got cramp in my other foot. And I just looked like a right Wally. I was like, It just hurt so much. Now, this is obviously a slasher film, so no one really has some redeemable qualities. Apart from the guard and the psychiatrist. I really warmed to those characters. They had the best intentions for our psychotic freak killer who, wow, Michael Myers, you need some help. You need an insane amount of help. What the hell happened to you? We will talk about that soon. But yeah, the guard and the psychiatrist, they were the only people with redeemable features. Everyone else, they're just so tapped in the head. Like Michael Myers' dad, when he was younger, hated Michael. His sister was a douchebag. His mum was a stripper and quite possibly a whore too, because his sister definitely was. And his dad, when he opened his mouth, yeah, I just wanted him to die. He was a complete jackass and there was no reason for him to spew that amount of abuse towards his little son. And then there was lots of bullies, and then Michael saw to them, as Michael knows best. At the very first time I saw Michael, I hated him. I know you shouldn't do that because he's a little kid, but he had a clown mask on, and that was a big no. And then he killed his mouse, so that's also a big no. So from the moment, you can't sympathise with Michael. You can see sort of where he's coming from because his dad's a douche, his mum's a stripper, his sister's a whore, possibly, I'm just speculating here. But surely that's not enough for him to be a psychopath. No one really knows where the psychopathic gene comes from. People think we should sympathise with them because it's a mental illness. Others think, no, it's not a mental illness, what the hell's going on? We need to lock them up, put them away, or even kill them, give them the death penalty. I honestly don't know if it's a mental illness or not, but I guess it's not neither here or there for this sort of review. Now, I just remembered a point I was going to mention earlier when I said about the mask. I think actually it was intended because, as you all know, the mask from the mask was created by Loki, and Loki is the god of mischief. And I think Michael Myers is a little bit mischievous. Obviously he's evil and there's no good bone in his body at all. You can disagree with me if you want, but you'll be wrong. But it's maybe slightly mischievous, I don't know. Maybe it's a reference, maybe I'm stretching too far again with the SVM and Save Me reference from Jeepers Creepers. I don't know. But in a way, although he killed lots of people, a lot of his kills were rational, you know? There was a reason why he killed a lot of the people. Spoiler alert, the bully, there was well, I know you shouldn't kill bullies or anything like that, I'm not saying that, but in his mind, there was a rational connection for him to kill the bully. There was a rational connection for him to kill his dad. It was more so than his sister and his sister's boyfriend, but they got less and less why are you killing them? But there was some connection, I can see where he's coming from. Let's get down to the ratings. I gave this a 7.1 out of 10. The scary / disturbing rating, not entirely because of this, but not limited to. There's a lot of jump scares. The scary / disturbing rating got a 7 out of 10. And the victim cleverness rating. Now, obviously if it was just a psychiatrist, it'll be an 8 or a 9 out of 10, but I had to factor in the others and create a sort of algorithm, so the total was a 7.3 out of 10. So they're all pretty smart, really. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you next Friday for the other one. So until next time, you know the drill. Keep being awesome, and peace.